Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Chapter 11, Lesson 7. This is all about dilations. So when we dilate things on the coordinate plane, when we dilate shapes, that means that we make the shapes larger or smaller. And what we do with that is we apply a scale factor. And if you recall from earlier in the year, scale factor, we denote that as K. And we multiply each coordinate by K. So if we look at symbols, if the original ordered pair of a coordinate for the shape was x, y, after we apply the scale factor and multiply each coordinate by k, x becomes k times x, and y becomes k times y. So for example, if we had an ordered pair of 3, 2, and we applied a scale factor of 3, it would become 3 times 3 and 3 times 2 to now become 9 and 6. So let's look at example 1 and determine if we are able to figure out these new ordered pairs after we apply the dilation. So it says a triangle has vertices of D, 1, 2. So I'm going to write that down. E, 0, 4. And F, negative 1, 1. It says find the coordinates after a dilation with scale factor of 3, which means that every single coordinate of these ordered pairs is going to be multiplied by 3. So this becomes 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. This becomes 3 times 0 and 3 times 4. And this becomes 3 times negative 1 and 3 times 1. So D prime then, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6. E prime, 3 times 0 is still 0, 3 times 4 is 12. And F prime, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, and 3 times 1 is 3. So those would be the new coordinates of my triangle after the dilation was applied. Now let's look at an example dealing with the coordinate plane. So it says a figure has vertices of h, negative 8, 4. So that'd be back 8, up 1, 2, 3, 4. That's h. J is at 6, 4. So that's going to be right here. That's j. K is at 6, negative 4. That's down here. That's K. And then L is at negative 8, negative 4. And that's right there. So my rectangle now looks like this. Now I want to... K should be here. Now, I want to apply a scale factor of 3/4, which means that h, which was negative 8, 4, we multiply both of them by 3/4, so h prime, negative 8 times 3/4 is negative 6, and 4 times 3/4 is 3. So h prime then would be here. J prime. So j was at 6, 4. We multiply both of them by 3/4. 6 times 3/4 is 4.5, and 4 times 3/4 is 3. So j prime would be here. K prime. So k was at 6, negative 4, which means that k prime will be at 4.5, negative 3. So k prime would be at 4.5, negative 3, right here. and that's k prime. And then L prime. So L was at -8, -4. Multiplying both of those by 3/4, I get L prime at -6, -3. So L prime then would be here. So the dilated rectangle would look like this. As you can see, it's smaller, which should be true because we multiplied by a fraction that's less than 1. All right, so now that we've applied scale factor to find new ordered pairs and be able to graph a new figure, let's utilize the information that we know and help us find scale factor now. So scale factor, that's K. It is the ratio of a new dimension divided by the original dimension. So for example, if I have a 3x5 note card, and I want to expand that so it now becomes a 15x25 poster almost. The new dimension is 15. The original would be 3. So I'd have 15 divided by 3, and the scale factor would be 5. If we were to choose the second dimension, that'd be the 25 and 5. New divided by original, I should still get 5. If you get different numbers each time you do a scale factor determination, you did something wrong. You should get the same scale factor regardless of which dimension you choose. Be careful though. Do not choose the first dimension in one of them and the second dimension in the other. It has to be the same dimension. So 15 and 3 are both going to be a length. 25 and 5 are both a width. You need to make sure that you choose the same dimension for each part of your ratio. So, example 3, let's apply that information now. The pupil of Josh's eye is 6 millimeters in diameter. His doctor dilated his eye by using medicine. The new diameter was 9 millimeters. What is the scale factor? So let's talk about that question first. What is the scale factor? Remember, K is equal to the new dimension divided by the original dimension. So the problem says that the new diameter was 9 millimeters, which means that 9 millimeters will be in our numerator. It says that his eye diameter was 6 millimeters, so that is the original. Simplify this down, we get 9 divided by 6, which will get you 1.5. Now be careful. With scale factor, there are no units. The reason why is because these units here would cancel each other out. And I just want to say, well, what's 1.5 and 6? 6 times 1.5 will get you 9. If we were to put units on here, if we said that this was millimeters, 6 millimeters times 1.5 millimeters, that'd be 9 millimeters squared. So do not include units on your scale factor. Now the second question, is this an enlargement or a reduction? If K is greater than 1, it's called an enlargement. If K is less than 1, this is a reduction. So my scale factor was 1.5. 1.5 is greater than 1, so this is an enlargement. We made it bigger. And if you look at the problem, 9 millimeters is bigger than 6 millimeters, so it would be an enlargement. All right, this is the end of Lesson 7. If you have any questions, please let me know.